What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. It's been a little while. Hope you can hear me. Let me know if all the audio is fine. Yeah, and as you can see from the title, we're talking about top four. We're talking about the title race. Listen, there's a lot going on in the world right now, isn't it? There's a lot going on. Things that are, I guess, more important than the top four and the title race. But it's a lot of things that are out of our control. So it's not something I want to dwell on. I think the football world there's gonna be some changes. There's already been some changes. We know the Champions League final that's been moved from Russia to Paris. In Formula One, there's been the cancellation of the Formula One, the Russian Grand Prix. Russia's been kicked out of the Eurovision, or they haven't been selected for Eurovision this year. So there's a lot of changes happening in the world. It's going to affect the sports as it goes on. It's going to be interesting to see. I think there's about one or two Russian clubs left in the Europa League, and maybe even in the Conference League, to see what happens with those matches, especially the away matches. Are they going to be played in on different territory? What are UEFA going to do? Because I mean, the clubs and the players, they're not at fault for this. They are as subject to it as the rest of us. We are sitting and looking and waiting to see what happens. But one thing that we are sitting and looking and waiting at is the top four race, is the title race. And it's heating up. It's heating up, and I don't like it. It's not going the way that I really want it to go. And that's both, that's actually both the title race and the top four race. We're going to start with the top four race. Me obviously being a Man United fan, and unfortunately my team not in the title race where they should be, but rather languishing, fighting for top four. But as they say, it is what it is, and you have to deal with the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is Man United ain't that good. We ain't that good. And this is the situation we find ourselves in. I'll bring out the screen here now. You can see that this is the title race. Actually, let me see if I can. Nope, that's not it. Let's see. There we go. That's the top four race. And I've purposely left Chelsea there just for a second, but we'll talk about the other teams. We've got Spurs down in 8th, sitting on 39 points. We've got Wolves in 7th on 40 points. West Ham in 6th on 42 points. Arsenal in 5th on 45 points. And Man United in 4th in the position on 46 points. Chelsea on 50 points as well. But of course, that doesn't tell the full story, does it? The full story would be looking at games in hand. How many, the current form. All of those kind of things are going to play into who you think are favourites for the title, for the top four, and who you think is going to drop out. Now, after Spurs beat Man City, we'll work our way up. After Spurs beat Man City, I thought, you know what? They might do it. I think they're going to do it. Not that they had any momentum. You can see they had lost their previous 3. Then they beat Man City. And then they lost their last one to Burnley. But you thought it's a massive win in the top 4, and of course the title race, which we'll get onto. It's a huge scalp in terms of going to the Etihad. Of course, Spurs have a good record against City already. So I wasn't even overly surprised that they won, but it's the manner that they won. The manner in the sense that they took the lead and then they gave it away. They retook it. Could have gone, they probably should have gone 3-1 out with a chance from Kane that was saved. They went 3-1 out, but then the goal was disallowed, so it got reverted back to 2-1. And then they gave away a penalty to make it 2-2, and you're thinking, they're throwing this away. But they showed some fight to actually come back and get another win. Another goal. That gave them the win in the 90, God knows what minute, 93rd, 94th minute. And you're like, whoa, where did Spurs find that from? Harry Kane, game of his life, easily his best game of the season. That's not even debatable. And you're like, okay, if Kane's going to hit some form, if Son's going to hit some form, Conte's going to get them playing, Bentancur, Bernardeschi, maybe, that's Bernardeschi, Kulusevski. If they're going to hit some form and they're going to start playing, then Spurs, they had a couple games in hand, they're going to be in a good position. But what do Spurs go and do? Spurs, after going beating Man City, they go to Burnley and lose. In typical Tottenham Hotspur fashion, go to Burnley and lose. Look at they lost to Wolves, lost to Southampton, lost to Chelsea in the league. The win before that was a huge comeback win, last couple of minutes against Leicester, and then the last minute winner against Man City. And Spurs go and lose to Burnley at the moment where people actually started thinking, oh, maybe Spurs can do it. Spurs revert to what they always have been, absolute bottle jobs. Big up Sammy in the comments, says, hope you're doing well, bro. Says, come on City, come on City. He sent me a DM earlier this week talking about we being City. We, listen, he's a Real Madrid fan. Sammy is a Real Madrid fan talking about we for Man City managed by ex-Barcelona manager Pep Guardiola. Sammy, talk to me. I don't get it. Where is we coming from? I don't know. Big up Zach in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And big up the Football Terrace in the chat as well. Of course, big up Terry and everyone at the Football Terrace. Yeah, so this is the top four. Top four Spurs. Actually, speaking of the Football Terrace, of course, Terry backed Spurs to get top four when Conte came in. The funny thing is, Conte might not be here for too long. The way where they're talking about these, he's talking about, I don't know, I have to have a word with the board. He has spoken to the board, and maybe he's going to be here for the rest of the season. But he might be looking at it now thinking, why did I take this job? Why did I? Terry, you're only in the mud if Man United miss out and Spurs miss out. If Man United miss out and you're wrong about Spurs, then we're good. We're back in the Champions League next year. So I'm happy you're in the quote unquote mud as long as it benefits Man United. As long as it benefits Man United. But yeah, listen, I think Conte probably underestimated the job that he had to do. I think maybe some Spurs fans and other fans underestimated the job that he has to do. And it all came to a bit of a head after the Burnley game. And man was talking about quitting. Man was talking about whether or not he's good enough. He's never been in this situation before, losing 4 games in 4 out of 5 games, 3 in a row before the City game. In the City game, he's talking about how he's never managed such a great bunch of players before. So I don't know what's going on in his head, innit? But all I do know is that for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think Spurs are out of it. Now, of course, it's still a long way to go. There's a long way to go. But I just think that everyone in the top 4 is up and down, but they're actually more down than up. And you think there's no Europa League, no Europa League, no Conference League. They are in the FA Cup, so potentially they could be going for a trophy there, which would be massive for Spurs. Wherever they finish, I think getting that trophy hoodie off their back will be massive, and that will make it a successful season wherever they finish. But as far as the top 4 goes, when you look at the form and the quality of the other teams involved, I think I'm going to say Spurs are not going to make it. We look at some of their fixtures coming up. Leeds, they're playing tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff. You'd think they're going to win that. Leeds are so bad. But Leeds are probably thinking, damn, I'm happy we're playing Spurs now because they need to win themselves. Then they got Middlesbrough in the cup. They should beat Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough did beat us. But they should beat Middlesbrough. But you look at the Premier League games, and you can't say that any of these games are easy. Like, yeah, you expect them to beat Everton. But Everton are a good side, or they got good players. They've been on terrible form. Changed manager, of course, Lampard's in. And they're fighting for points as well. So that ain't going to be easy. And what? That's going to be... Okay, so week after that. No problem there. Then they got Man United away. That's not going to be easy. Brighton away. That's not going to be easy. We know the way Brighton play. Then they got West Ham. We know it's not going to be easy. Newcastle, fighting for their lives. Like, Aston Villa, that's not going to be an easy game either. Brighton again, because of course they've got some games in hand. We're looking at maybe the Brentford game here, potentially Leicester. I mean, they should beat Villa, but it won't be easy. But you're thinking Brentford, Leicester, because how bad Leicester's been. Then they've got Liverpool. But Burnley, they should beat. Norwich, they should beat. But I mean, I said they should have beat Burnley. Spurs could end up maybe, what, 5 more wins before the end of the season? It wouldn't surprise me. 5 more wins out of 14 games, 15 points. Sorry, yeah, 15. What are you saying? Maybe a couple of draws. 40, yeah. They're gonna be about 60 points. 60 points max. That's not getting top 4. That is not getting top 4. Let me go through some of these comments. Sammy says, I need Chelsea dragged into the top 4 race too. So do I, but we'll see. SK said he got scammed by the stadium and the training ground. That's Conte. Yeah, Levy might have sold him a dream. Like, if he stays and have a mad summer, we're all going to be eating the dirt because we don't expect it. But Spurs ain't having no mad summer. Let's be real. Jem says, big up yourself, Jem says, top 4 is between Arsenal and Man United. I do think so. We're going to get there as well. We'll get there pretty quickly once we're done with Spurs, to be fair. But I do think so. Zach says, we may look back on a lack of threats. Late winner if we just don't make top 4. Who does that? Manchester United? Or Spurs? Who do you support? Who do you support, Zach? I'm trying to work out. We may look back on lack of threats. Late winner. Oh! Lacazette. Lack of threat. I get it. I thought you were a Man United fan. Okay. Yeah, maybe if we don't. Listen, we're going to get onto Spurs. We're going to get to Arsenal. I'm concerned. We're going to get onto Arsenal. I get you. Big up yourself, Joshua. Neeks, remember when I told you CR7 was an average footballer and didn't want to accept the reality? Listen, CR7 is the reason why we are in the Champions League knockout rounds. And he will do the business at home to Atletico Madrid. Relax. James says, I still think United will do it. Arsenal run of games is not easy. I'm going to check them. Work my way up the table. SK says, it's Arsenal's to lose. Right. So for me, I think Spurs they're not getting there. Sorry, not getting there. Win the FA Cup, break your hoodoo, and you go again next season. Hopefully, Antonio Conte is there for your sake. Wolves. Now, Wolves are punching. 20 goals conceded, which is the joint 3rd best in the league actually now. After the 2 they conceded against Arsenal. So Man City conceded 17, Chelsea conceded 18. Liverpool and Wolves conceded 20. But they've only scored 24 goals, and that is their biggest issue. They took the lead at the Emirates recently, yesterday even, and then they conceded 2 late goals, which was a surprise because they don't concede many goals, but their lack of clinical edge has cost them in this game and in a number of games. 24 goals in 25 games is not good enough. As a matter of fact, is there a team who scored less than them? Burnley and Norwich. So Norwich scored 15, Burnley scored 21, and then the next lowest scorers is Wolves. That's not getting you top 4. Their defense is good. They've got a good defensive unit, but goals win games. Draws cost you ultimately in the end. Goals win games, and then Adama Traore wasn't doing great. They shipped him off. Jimenez is having a average season by his standards, but he can't carry the load by himself anyway. Hwang was scoring at the beginning, and he went out with an injury. Come back against Arsenal, he scored. Neto was been out for most of the season. Of course, he had a big injury last year. He just come back. Podence, good player, but it's like you just need more goals from the team. And Neves ain't going to give you that. If Neves gives you 5 Premier League goals in a season, he's done good. It's not his main role. Coutinho's not going to give you many goals. So I think that's where Wolves are going to fall down. But nobody was expecting Wolves to even be up there. So for me, they're already doing a good job. If they don't get top 4, it's like, okay, well, we're not supposed to get top 4. The fact they're even in the talk, in the conversation, is already big. So I'll give credit to Wolves, and is it Bruno Lage? I think is the manager's name is. And if we look at their fixtures coming up, so the thing with Wolves, what really cost them is there's 2 games, not back to back, but in close proximity against Arsenal. That 1-0 loss at home to Arsenal was huge. I didn't see it coming. I did not see Wolves losing at home to Arsenal. I mean, looking at the game before, maybe I should have seen it coming. They lost 1-0 at home to Norwich. It was in the FA Cup, but they lost 1-0 at home to Norwich. But I did not see that coming. Arsenal were down to 10 men for a period as well, and they couldn't, they couldn't get the goal because they lacked that threat up front and throughout their team. So that was a huge win for Arsenal. They then go and beat Spurs. Spurs were abysmal anyway. They beat Leicester, and then they play Arsenal again. And this time they actually get the goal. Arsenal mistake, they get the goal. And you're thinking, okay, now they've got the goal. They're going to hold on because they don't drop points. I mean, they don't concede many goals. They concede 2 in the last 15 minutes. Pepe and Nketiah come off the bench and impact the game. Lack of threat. Lacazette's, it turned out to be an own goal from Jose Sarr. I'm not going to say they threw the game away per se because Arsenal were dominating, but to lose it that late, that's big. That was huge. If they won that game, it's a different take on the top 4 race. They would be on 43 points. Arsenal will be on 42 points. Arsenal have 1 game in hand on Wolves. Different kettle of fish. As a Man United fan, I was praying that Wolves saw it out. Even just a draw. Come on, man. Arsenal went and won the game. And for me, I think you're going to get a few more games where Wolves' lack of clinical edge is going to cost them points, and they're going to draw probably a bit too many games. And they're going to not be in the top 4. But as you said, a Europa League or even a Conference League place is good. It's good for them. I think last season they were so bad on the Nuno's last year. Previous 2 seasons, they were competing and playing in the Europa League, getting to the quarterfinals, etc. So they're going back to the level that they should be and that we expect. A Wolves team that has quality individuals. Like every year, I'm just like, Man United go get Neves. Man United go get Neves. They got Semedo from Barcelona, and they got the talents of like Podence and Neto. West Ham, again, West Ham's another team who are punching. They've been in the top 4 for a lot this season, actually. Only recently fallen out. I guess some of the games kind of balanced out as well. But they've been on a bit of a rocky form. Lost 2, then they won, and they drawn their last 2. Antonio's not firing in the same way that he was at the start of the season. And when, as I said, goals win games. And if you're relying on just one striker to do it and he's a bit off form, Bowen, he's come through with a few goals. But ultimately, I think West Ham's the lack of squad depth and the fact that they're still playing Europa League, but the lack of squad depth in key positions, especially in the attacking areas, is what's going to cost them. I mean, they got rid of Haller, which was the right thing to do, but he is banging goals in Ajax and banging goals in the Champions League. Like, they needed to really replace him. They got bloody Yarmolenko doing nothing, coming out in the FA Cup against who was it? Kidderminster? Can't remember now. Something like that. Doing nothing, having to draw for Declan Rice off the bench. Like, their squad depth is what's going to cost them in the top 4 race. A top 4 race that we never thought they'd be in, but they're in. So you have to just give them credit. The fact that they're sitting in 6th, above Spurs, and in close proximity to Manchester United and Arsenal. So that's Tottenham out of it. That's Wolves out of it. And I think that's West Ham out of it. Which leaves and goes back to Jen's point that he said earlier, Manchester United and Arsenal. One of England's biggest rivalries, usually for titles, has been reduced to a top 4 rivalry. Manchester United and Arsenal. And Arsenal sitting 1 point behind Man United with a goal difference of just one more. Conceded less, scored less as well. But 1 more games, having played 2 games less. You look at this right here, Manchester United, 7 draws. This could be the killer for Manchester United and the saving grace for Arsenal. First and foremost, I have to give credit to Arsenal because the run of form that they've been on is stupendous. In the words of Chris Eubank, it's stupendous. Let's see how far back we're going to go. Let's see. Okay, so they lost 2 in a row. 3 in 4 games against Liverpool, Manchester United, and Everton. Start of December. You're thinking, Arsenal, same old Arsenal. We know what they're about. They got nothing to them. Go and beat Southampton 3-0. Their home form's very good. Their away form's not bad either. Go and beat Southampton 3-0. Big win. 2-0 West Ham in the top 4 race. Big win. Leeds, everyone beats Leeds. EFL Cup. Norwich 5-0. Expected. I mean, they won the first half against. They didn't even win the first half. I mean, they played well in the first half, but it was a good performance against Man City. Then they got knocked out of the FA Cup. Then they got knocked out of the League Cup. Postponed their game. You're thinking, oh, same old Arsenal. Draw with Burnley. Same old Arsenal. Then they beat Wolves. Huge win. Down to 10 men. Huge win. Beat Brentford. Beat Wolves again. And you're like, maybe this Arsenal team has got a bit of grit about them. A bit like an Arsenal team, I'm not going to say of old. It depends how far back you want to go. But in the latter years of Wenger, right through, Arsenal been very brittle. Arsenal been easy to kind of throw off course. They drop a few points, they get a few red cards, a few decisions go against them, and all hell breaks loose and their form disappears. This Arsenal team seemed to be able to come back. A bit of adversity, a couple games, and you're thinking this is where the rut sinks in, and they come back, and it's like, all right, fair enough. Arsenal are here. They play for keeps. They are here to stay in this top four race. They're only 1 point behind Manchester United with 2 games in hand. Now, the 2 games in hand is because when Man United had the games in hand and Spurs had the games in hand, Arsenal's like points on the board is the most important thing. And it is. But 1 point and 2 games with a better goal difference, all you need is a draw and you're in the top 4. All you need is a draw. But who are those games in hand against? So they had a game against Arsenal. Chelsea's postponed for the Club World Cup. And they had a game against Spurs postponed for one COVID illness. Bit of a joke in it. They changed the rules after. But away at Spurs and away at Chelsea are no foregone conclusions at all. So they could easily lose those 2 games in hand, and they're still 1 point behind Manchester United. But of course, Man United got games to play as well. They got tough teams to play as well. But we look at their fixture. So we've got those 2 games in hand they're going to play at some point. Watford, you think Arsenal win that? Leicester at home, Arsenal win that. Liverpool, they're not winning that. If they get a draw, they're lucky. Villa, tough game. Palace, tough game. Brighton, I mean, they should be beating Palace away from home. They really should. They drew them at the Emirates, to be fair. And Palace at home are not an easy feat. They're not an easy feat. Brighton will be a tough game, but you expect Arsenal to win that at home. There's some tough games for Arsenal coming up. Southampton away. Man United at home. West Ham away. That's an easy win. Relegation battle, so that's not going to be easy. And Everton as well at home. That should be an easy win. Their run is not easy. So it's so hard to predict. When are these games in hand going to be played? Are they on a good run of form when it's played? Are they on a bad run of form when it's played? Is it a fixed congestion when it's played? Is it going to be more congested if Chelsea go deeper into the other cup competitions? Like, there's a lot to, and Spurs as well, there's a lot to consider. But you're looking at this Man United game here is going to be huge. The Liverpool game, the West Ham game, and the Spurs game to come. I wouldn't put the Liverpool game in there. I would say the Man United game, the West Ham game, and the Spurs game. I don't think West Ham are going to get top 4, but they can affect it. They can definitely affect it. Whose position would I rather be in? Man United or Arsenal right now? I'd rather be in Man United. Because as I said, in the top 4 race, there is no consistency. Make sure you not smash the like button. In the top 4 race, there is no consistency. That's why we're in the top 4 race. You win a few, you draw. You win a few, you lose. You win 1, you lose 2. You draw, you win a 3. Like, that's why we are where we are. So games in hand don't really mean much. It's only once the game is played that you can say, yes, good. We had that game in hand and we won it and we went ahead. Games in hand, if you're in a title race, games in hand mean something because you're up there already. So you're expected to go and win those games, which Liverpool went undone. And we'll speak about them in a second. You look at Burnley, for example. Burnley had all these games in hand. I'm like, it's good to have the games in hand, but you're still Burnley. There's no guarantee you're going to win them. And they drew 2, lost 1, then they won 2 in a row. You know, if they win their game in hand, they go up. But you're in 18th because you haven't won enough of your 23 games. So where's the guarantee you're going to win the next one? Whose position would I rather be in? Right now, I'd rather be in Man United because we've got the points on the board. But as SK says, Arsenal's performances have been more consistent than Man United. I'd rather be in Man United's position in terms of 46 points, 26 games played versus 45 points and 24 games played. But I'd rather be playing the football Arsenal's playing than Manchester United. And that's why I make Arsenal favourites. Because right now, you get yourself, Wilson. Nice to see you. Right now, the way Arsenal are playing, there's an air of confidence about their players. There's an air of belief about the players to the manager. There's an air of belief from the fans. With Manchester United, in comparison, it's just full of nerves. The players are nervous. The manager is confused in terms of not understanding uh, why the players are playing in a certain way, and the players are just nervous to play in front of the fans. They treat the ball like a hot potato. The fans, we got no confidence in the players. The players got no confidence in themselves. The manager got no confidence in the club. Like, it's up and down. If we get top four, it's purely because we have the firepower of individuals to get us there, where we can play bad for 80 minutes and bring a Langer off the bench and score and we draw 1-1 with Atletico Madrid, for example. That's the only thing, that's the only saving grace. Because there's no consistent style of play or consistent, well, not style of play, but more consistent like pattern and form that we're going through. We'll have a good 20 minutes. We'll have a good 45. We might even get a good 60, but it doesn't guarantee what we're going to get next year. That's the thing. That's the problem. So whose position would I rather be in? Manchester United. But I make Arsenal top four favourites purely based on the way that they're playing. There's an air of confidence from the fans, from the players, and from rivals. I believe Arsenal will win certain games. We're playing Watford next. We should win. I can't back on that. Arsenal are playing Watford after. I expect Arsenal to win. That's the difference. That's the difference right now. Like, look at Man United's fixtures. So we got Watford tomorrow. I expect we're at home. They just got battered 4-1 by Palace. I shouldn't even be content speaking about us not winning that game. I put it down as a win. If we don't, it's not my fault. Nothing I could do about it. Then we got Man City, tough game. Spurs, tough game. Liverpool, tough game. Leicester, tough game. Like, then we got Everton and Norwich, and you say, all right, we should be able to get wins there. Arsenal, tough game. Then you got Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, tough game. Like, there's a Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Man City. 1, 2, 3, 5 out of our last 12 games. There's no guarantee we're winning that. 5 out of 12. So let's say we lost all of those 5, which would be catastrophic. We're talking about 7 wins. 7 wins, 21, 6-7 points. That's not enough. 6-7 points is not enough to get top. You know you can. It's possible to get top 4. I don't think it's going to be enough this season with the way Arsenal play. 7 wins, 6-7 points is not enough. We need those 7 wins, plus we need to be beating Spurs. And depending on Arsenal's results in their games in hand, we might need to beat Arsenal as well. But I'll say we have to beat Spurs and we can't lose to Arsenal. That gives us what? 24, 25 points. We're talking 71 points. 7 wins, 8 wins, and a draw. That's what we need. Man City, write it off. Liverpool, write it off. Chelsea, write it off. Just right. Like, we might get something, but don't bank on it. Write it off. Write it off right now and just put it down as an L. That's it. I don't want the players to do that, but as Man United fans, don't expect to beat Liverpool at Anfield. It ain't happening. Don't expect to go to the Etihad and beat Man City. It ain't happening. Don't expect to beat Chelsea, even though it's at Old Trafford. What does that mean these days? Old Trafford. What does that mean? It ain't happening. If we get something, it's a bonus, which is sad to say. Sad to say. We need 8 wins. We need to beat Spurs. We can't lose to Man City. 25 points. 71. If you don't get top 4 and 71, you say well done to Arsenal. You say well done to Arsenal. You got more than 7. You feel Arsenal last year got how many points? 60. Okay, they got 61. So not huge. They got 61. They would improve by 10 points. If we get 71, we've gone back by 3. But you say well done to Arsenal. Of course, last year, 67 points was enough. The year before, I think 66 points. Yeah, that was enough. Arsenal that year got 56. The year before was top 4, 71. Listen, 71 points. 71 points and made a bigger man win. Made a better man win. 71 points and made a better man win. That's the way we got to look at it. Because this run is bad. This run coming up is going to be a tough one. And we're not prepared. We're not prepared. We've got players bang out of form. Rashford, bang out of form. Ronaldo, bang out of form. Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, McTominay, Fred, they're not even out of form, them two. That's them. Levels. Listen, I'm not confident. I'm not confident. How can we not get top four? That's what I'm just thinking. How come we went to the season talking about potential title wins and we're scrapping with Arsenal? We're scrapping with Arsenal. Let me go through some of these. Comments. Yeah, my Twitter got suspended. Copyright. I might be able to get it back. I haven't actually appealed recently. I appealed once. I'm gonna try appeal again soon. I got some things to talk about Russia and them thing there that I can't really talk about too much on the Neeks Sports page. Should we say it's more of a sports only kind of balanced page. Arsenal, yes, that's the other one. Wilson says, I'm not convinced by Manchester United because they are inconsistent. Me and you both. And yes, Arsenal's showing a lot of character. You know they are doing good when their fans are not complaining about Xhaka. All they complain about now is the refs. And I do agree the draws are going to cost us. Because actually, that's what I wanted to speak about. Look at this. 1-1 Southampton, we took the lead. 1-1 Burnley, we took the lead. 1-1 Middlesbrough, we took the lead. 2-2 Villa, we were 2-0 up. Therefore, we took the lead. The Newcastle one, we were lucky to get a draw. But there's too many games there. We're talking 6 points at least. 1, 2, 6 points. 6 points thrown away. You can't be throwing away 6 points in this situation. You had 6 points to that. We're on 52. We're in third. Chelsea's trying to catch us. You can't throw away them points. Oh, no, you can't. Sammy says Chelsea ain't that great. They're not. If Arsenal win their 2 games in hand, one of them being against Chelsea, they will be on 51 points. They go above Chelsea. So they got 1 game in hand on Chelsea. So they got 48 and they have to beat Chelsea and they got 51. Yeah, correct. So if Arsenal win their game in hand and beat Chelsea, they go above Chelsea. But are Arsenal going to beat Chelsea? I mean, are they? I don't know. Chelsea are a good side. Playing Liverpool in the cup final this Sunday. They're still in the FA Cup. But their run is decent. Look, Burnley, Chelsea win that. Newcastle, Chelsea win. Norwich win. Brentford win. Southampton win. Leeds win. West Ham, no, not easy game. Everton win. Wolves, not an easy game. Man United, what? Wait, Chelsea played Liverpool, Man City twice already. You're bugging. You are. Wait, they played Liverpool twice as well. 2-2. What was the other game? Was it 1-1 the other game? Yeah, Chelsea are top 4. Chelsea are top 4. Like their fixtures, they got Man United. Sorry, they got Man United and Arsenal. Those are the only 2 games you might say is a bit tough. Chelsea get top 4. That's not even a more than Chelsea get top 4. Chelsea third. That's it. There was a point where I thought, a few months ago or a month or so ago, Man United might be able to catch Chelsea for third. Not anymore. That run that we've been on and the run that Chelsea have to come, Easy pickings. Easy pickings. Big yourself, Rams. Make sure you go check out the Football Terrace. Rams versus Monster. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Head to head, of course, before the EFL Cup final. Chelsea bench Lukaku, small game wrong, and they will be fine. 100%. 100%. I expect Chelsea to finish first. Ooh, what did I just do? I expect Chelsea to finish third because they have got a stronger squad than Arsenal and United. Yeah, stronger squad, better manager, easier fixtures. Chelsea top four. Chelsea third even. Chelsea third. 25 out of 36 not happening. That's what we need to aim for. I agree it's not happening. Arsenal are top four favourites. If we get 70 points from this point, we've done well. We've done well if we get 70 points from this point. But it's a long way. It's a long way. The title race. Now, a few weeks ago, I actually said, I was like, this title race ain't over, guys. This title race ain't over. Now, first and first, people are going on like Man City are falling off it. And the way people are talking about Man City at times, like, oh, yeah, Liverpool are going to win. I'm like, Liverpool might win the league. And I did say it wasn't over for a while. And the run of form that they run in the league, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, draw. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. When's the last time Liverpool lost? Bloody hell. Must be about 15, 16 games ago since they lost. And they got 2 draws in their last 10. Something like that. 8 wins, 2 draws in the last 10. But Man City in that same period has only drawn with Southampton and lost to Spurs. So they built up this gap, which meant they were, at some point, they're going to drop some points, but they still have a bit of a gap. Now, of course, that gap is only 3 points. And Man City have to host Liverpool. That's a 50-50 game. It's hard to Etihad, but it's a 50-50 game. Man City are not the highest scorers at the moment. They're on 63. Liverpool got 70. That doesn't usually happen. They have conceded less, 17 compared to 20. But the goal difference of 50 to 46, and Liverpool continue to score at the rate they're scoring. Salah's doing the madness. Jota's doing the madness. Mane's back on form. If they continue to score at the rate they're scoring, goal difference could be key. Goal difference could be key. I'm not saying it's going to end on goal difference, but if Liverpool were to beat Man City at the Etihad, they go above in goal difference. They are ahead of Man City. Man City are then now chasing. Liverpool are leading. It's a long way to go in this title race. I'm not even going to look at their fixtures. It doesn't really matter. I think they've probably got similar fixtures. Man City have to play Man United, Liverpool play Man United. They've both played Chelsea twice. Liverpool have to play Arsenal. I think Man City's probably played Arsenal twice. So yeah, they have already. They're probably a Spurs fixture, but they're so good that these are games we expect them to win. Man City's won 20 out of 26. Liverpool's won 18 out of 26. 5 losses between them. Man United got 6 alone. 5 losses between them. Man United have 6 alone. Listen, this title race is going to be exciting. And as I started the stream, I said, neither is going the way I want. And I say that in the sense that I don't want Liverpool to get 20. And I don't want Arsenal to get top 4 above Man United. However, I'm content with Liverpool challenging to make the title race exciting. I don't want Man City to run away with it. Think, oh, we're the greatest team ever, Pep Guardiola, greatest manager of all time. Blah, blah. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. But I want a good title race. I want an exciting title race. But I don't want Liverpool winning it. And I want an exciting top 4. I mean, I don't want an actually exciting top 4 race. I want a very simple one. Man United to win games. I want Arsenal to lose. But we're going to get an exciting one. I don't want Man United to come out on top. It's a long way from both happening right now because there's a long way the season to go. There's cup competitions that's going to affect most of the teams. Of course, Arsenal not in anything, so they can focus purely on the league. And that may be a big advantage. Matthew DeSosa says, pressure is on Pep. Man City for the Champions League as well could play a factor in the league. Sammy says, Neeks, imagine we get Liverpool City in the quarterfinal. That's 3 huge games in April. I would love it. We had something like that with Liverpool and Chelsea back in the Jose Rafa Benitez days. We were playing Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, like that would be exciting. That would be exciting. And if I had to put my money, I back Man City in the league and Liverpool in the cup. That's like if I had to put my money. But you never know; it could switch over. Like that year when Rafa Nadal lost the US Open, the French Open, but won Wimbledon. Things can change, innit? Man City need a Champions League. Liverpool, they want 20. They want 20 Premier League titles. As they get that 20th, they can rightly say biggest team in England. And I hope they don't get it. I hope they don't. And if Man United fall out of the top four race, or fall outside the top four at the same time Liverpool in the league, listen, that is mud. That is mud. Guys, it's gonna be a very, very exciting end to the season. I'm gonna make sure I try to do some more videos for you lot. Of course, you can catch me on the Football Terrace. Wilson says, "Come on, Arsenal." You can catch me on Don Robbie as well, DR Sports. I'm gonna be on there for Man United Spurs and Manchester United Atletico Madrid. I'm not yet confirmed for the Liverpool game. I won't be able to make the Man City game, the derby. I'm probably not even gonna. Well, I'm not gonna be available to even stream on that day. Maybe in the evening, actually, maybe in the evening. But big few weeks coming up in all competitions for Man United. Top four for Arsenal, Champions League, title race, and of course the relegation battle. This is the moment where the season really hots up. And I just hope that everything that's happening in the world does not disrupt it anymore. Of course, there are greater things more than football. There are greater things more than football. But as we found out during the pandemic, and we know that more things are important than that, football is a big relief. Football is a big a release for a lot of people. And if these goings on in the world affect it, then yeah, there might be more casualties than just the ones that we see over in Ukraine. So we hope that situation resolves itself ASAP, and we hope we have a very, very good end to the season. Sammy says, West Indies, shake my head. Listen, that series is starting soon against England. We better not lose. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you lot soon.